I think I have like 100 recipes for gingerbread. I have a whole book about it. I have a booklet about it and even more recipes in my drawer. I have plenty of gingerbread recipes on my Pinterest account, and I really like gingerbread. That's why I already covered 2 gingerbread recipes on my blog. But all these gingerbread recipes are very different from each other. And sometimes I buy gingerbread here at Christmas time. I sometimes get it here in some stores like Aldi or Marshall's. They are very delicious, but they are still not as fresh as they are supposed to be. So that's why I'm gonna bake them today. I have one ingredient that you might not have in your pantry. It's called backobladen, and you can order it online, but if you don't get it, don't worry about it. You can just leave it out. So at first I start with the nuts. I use fresh nuts because they have a better taste. And I have 2 cups of almonds here that I want to get into smaller pieces. And you see they're not completely like flour. They still have a little bit of pieces, and that's how I like it best. And now I have to measure 1 3/4 cups of these almonds for my recipe. So this would be 1 cup. I should end up with about the right amount. And I'm guessing a little bit, yeah, that should be like 3/4 of a cup. And I now do the same thing with the hazelnuts. There are 2 cups of hazelnuts. 2 cups of hazelnuts, and now here we go. So, and here again, I don't want them like flour. I want it just like in small pieces, and I again measure 1 3/4 cup for my recipe. Okay, now I use my eggs and start to make the batter. I have 5 eggs. And the last one. Okay, and I need 1 cup of sugar. There we go. And I mix this until the sugar has dissolved. Okay, and now I add the nuts to the egg and sugar mix, and now I use something that is orange peel, and this is actually something I found here in America, and I also have some from Germany. So let's see how far I get with this. I need 1/2 cup of it. just as I thought. I'm a little short here, so I use some of my German orange peel. We call it orangeade, and it's a little less sticky, a little less sugary than the American one, but it's not really making a big of a difference. Okay, now I add this here. And I also need some citron, that's how you call it here. So it's basically the same thing, just with lemons. And the German word for lemons is Zitrone. And I'm not a big fan of these orange and lemon kind of thing, but in my German gingerbread I really like it. Now I add this. So the next thing I add is my German gingerbread spice, and I feel like I should probably make a recipe for that because it's not always on hand, and where you can order it, but it's maybe easier for you to make it yourself. So I use 1, 2, 3 tablespoons, which is basically the whole package. Also, I will add some lemon zest. You can use just a fresh one. If you have a lemon on hand, you can use a fresh one, or something like I use this. So just 1 teaspoon. And that's basically all the ingredients that I need. And you notice there's no flour in it, so it is gluten-free. So now I can just mix this with a spoon. And then I will put it in the fridge overnight, or for at least 10 to 12 hours. And tomorrow I will bake it and I will continue this video. So this stayed in the fridge overnight. I stirred it once before I went to bed, and yeah, it looks quite nice. And I stir it one more time before I start to prepare it for the baking. So I hope you can see this. It's really mushy. Okay, and I used one of my beer glasses to help me with getting this on the Backoblate. And oops, I'm messy here. And I try to get it even on to the surface. And if you don't have a Backoblate, just put it directly on the baking sheet. And you can see this is about how it's supposed to look like. I don't know how thick is it, a little more than ½ an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And I put it on the baking sheet. And I just continue to do this until all the batter is used. And now my gingerbreads go into the oven for about 20 to 22 minutes at 320° Fahrenheit. Now my gingerbread has baked and cooled. It actually didn't take 20 minutes. I have a new oven. It took like 15 minutes, so be aware of that. Your oven might be faster than I said earlier in this video, so just have an eye on your baking goods in the oven. So my next step and last step is to glaze these gingerbreads, and I have 3 different options. I have two different kinds of chocolate, and I have some glaze that I mixed from some powdered sugar and some water with a little bit of lemon. And I will make all three variations. I will start with some milk chocolate and cover this gingerbread with the chocolate that I melted in a pot with water. Some people make it in a microwave, but if it gets too hot, the chocolate will kind of burn. So I try to make it nice and even here. All the way around. This also keeps the gingerbread soft for a longer time, so it will not dry out. Okay. Next one with some sugar. And I just used a tiny little bit of lemon extract, which will go very well with the candied lemons in the dough. Just a little more. And I don't really use a recipe for the powdered sugar mix here for the glaze. It's just, you know, some teaspoons of powdered sugar mixed with a tiny little bit of water, and I stir it as long as necessary to find out if it's enough water, and I'll probably add some more, and also the lemon extract. I always start with just very tiny little bit of water, and then I can always add more. Okay, looks good.